Man, believe me when I say I genuinely don't want to make the entire show about goaltending. But the last video on this channel was about Sammy Montembeault. This one is going to be about the Montreal Canadiens backup, Jakub Dobes, and how this guy is getting slandered to all hell. Oh my gosh, man, it's too much. I can't believe it. Now, last time we made a video talking about Jakub Dobes, it was, where was it? It was a few days ago. It was a video commentary that dove into, I think it was a week ago, it dove into, here it is, the rankings of NHL goaltending prospects and how recent Vancouver Canucks pick Alexei Medvedev was ranked above Jakub Dobes, and Dobes actually was ranked a lot lower than you might have expected. The folks over on The Athletic ranked Dobes in like the lowest tier of top goaltending prospects. And I kind of had a problem with that. And some of y'all seem to have as well based off of the comment section in that video. But that was the last time we spoke about Dobes. The Athletic ranked him low amongst Canadians, or not amongst Canadians, amongst NHL goalie prospects. And now, we're having yet another discussion about this dude. Man, Jakub Dobes just can't catch a break. 24 years old, 6'4", 201, left-handed catching goaltender, drafted by the Habs in the 5th round of the 2020 NHL Draft. Yes, he is 24. Yes, he's already nearing that age where he's roughly going to be what he is. You know, like goaltenders usually take a lot longer to develop compared to other NHL players. But you could also realistically say that a goaltender is not going to hit his peak until he's 27, 28, 29. I feel like most skaters nowadays, these guys can hit their peaks at like 25 and they're done. Like, once you're a 30 goal scorer at 25 years old, it's really hard to get a little bit better than that as you get older. But Jakub Dobes played his first full season with the Montreal Canadiens. Never. The season that he just played wasn't even a full season in Montreal. It was split between the Habs and the Laval Rocket. But he was the consistent backup for most of the year after Caden Primo went down. 909 save percentage in 16 games and a 274 goals against. He technically had better numbers than Sammy Montembeault. Sure, he got kind of lit up in the playoffs with an 881 save percentage in 3 games, but this was his first season ever playing NHL hockey. So, Jakub Dobes, as it stands right now, when you look at progression, you look at the fact that he was good in the NCAA and that he was able to do well in Laval, this is a guy who is on the up and up. And even though he's 24, he's still got maybe 2 or 3 years worth of development time before he hits his absolute peak, which is why I was so befuddled when The Athletic said that Jakub Dobes was like 3rd tier in goaltender prospects. This guy already has NHL games. This guy has already gotten a boatload of experience. But now, I wanted to turn your attention to an article published on HabsFanatics.com. It's published by Aaron, and it's a quote about Jakub Dobes that says this: "In 2 years, he won't be in the league anymore." Analyst makes bold comments on young Canadiens player. Analyst Louis Morissette made a rather unexpected statement about Montreal Canadiens goaltender Jakub Dobes. Despite being one of the breakout stories of the 24-25 season and playing a key role in sparking the Canadiens' climb towards a playoff berth, Dobes has not convinced Morissette, who didn't hold back in a recent podcast appearance. Morissette says Dobes won't be in the NHL 2 years from now. Dobes, now 24 and standing 6'5", 216, is set to compete with Kaapo Kähkönen for the Habs' backup goaltender position behind Montembeault this season. Statistically, he has had a very respectable rookie campaign. 274 goals against, 909 save percentage, 7-4-3, played very well in the playoffs after Montembeault went down with an injury. But this is where we dive into the critique, delivered during an episode of Entre la Poire et le Fromage. It's pretty blunt here. Translated to English, this is what the video clip over here says: "Dobes? I find him sloppy as hell. Sure, he's big. We'll give him that. He takes up space. I saw him a few times in Laval. Yes, he is spectacular. He slides from left to right, twisting himself into impossible positions. Sometimes his back is to the play, and people lose their minds. Did you see that save? Yeah, I saw it, but darn. If Dobes just moved less, he would have had it in the chest. I actually told a buddy, in 2 years, Dobes won't be in the league anymore. Oh my gosh, man, it just keeps on getting worse for this guy. People keep talking smack about Jakub Dobes. And I don't know how you feel about it, but I feel a little bit sad. Here's the thing about Dobes and the way that he goaltends. Yes, it is not really projectable at all for any young goaltender to have that Dominik Hasek style. Back is to the play, reaching behind, kind of scrambling around. It makes for some really good highlights, but it's not practical. The odd part is, though, once in a while, when you do get a goaltender like Dominik Hasek, you usually see them fizzle away. And for Jakub Dobes, I don't want to say that that's exactly what he is. I don't necessarily agree to the full extent that Morissette is talking about here, that that Dobes plays this game where he is totally out of position all the time. Like, I think that's a little bit of an extreme way to describe Dobes' profile here. But I can understand the point where it's like, yeah, the guy needs to learn proper positioning. The guy needs to polish up his NHL reads and how he moves from play to play to play and how he tracks the puck at the National Hockey League level. This is the best hockey he has ever played in. Seriously, like, this is the most advanced systems and shooters that Dobes has ever faced in his hockey playing career. You gotta remember, just 2 years ago, he was playing for the Ohio State University Buckeyes in the NCAA. He was really good in there, but still, the league is a lot less than what the NHL is. So, give it just 16 games worth of an adjustment period. I don't think that's fair. I think there's a lot more that Jakub Dobes can show and eventually develop into as his career continues. It's just, he has to beat out Kaapo Kähkönen first. That's the big step. Kaapo Kähkönen first. You see what he can do behind Sami Montembeault if he's capable of doing that. And then in a few years, when Jacob Fowler is breaking onto the team, maybe Montembeault ages himself out of Montreal. Maybe he's not really an option anymore. Maybe it's Dobes and Fowler, or maybe somebody else comes in there and shows off value too. But to write off Dobes so quickly after just 16 games in the regular season, sure, he wasn't great in the playoffs, but you just gotta wait a little bit, man. 2 years and he's out of the league? I don't know about that. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree with this really harsh assessment of Jakub Dobes and the way he plays, and whether or not it's NHL projectable into the next few seasons and beyond? Do you think this guy has a longer lifespan in the NHL than 2 years, like Louis Morissette is projecting? Let me know in the comment section all your opinions. I hope you enjoyed this Vrishashroll 99, and bye.